Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Zukadowski of WeAreChange.org, and today is a new day, a new year, and a new decade. As you can see, I am in Sin City right now, a city filled with a lot of glamour, a lot of lights, and of course also a lot of fakeness, with a very seedy underworld with not only $9 a bottle water, but an entire homeless community living in the sewers down below all of the exorbitant glamour that you're seeing presented to you in this video. But specifically, what I really wanted to get into are very important concepts that will overall be a parallel to what I have just described. Oh, look at that lady's mouth hole is wide open. And specifically what I wanted to talk about today, January 1st, 2020, is the fact that 80% of people's resolutions that they make on the new year, that they just made a few moments ago, don't come true. By February, 80% of the resolutions, 80% of the goals that people have set up for each other on average fail 80% of the time. That is an monstrable stat that I really wanted to go over, because personally as an individual, I also myself make many resolutions for myself. But I, unlike a lot of people, statistically, actually have been very successful in doing so. And this is why I want to share some of these kind of nuanced concepts and ideas that I think will be very important for the general public to kind of understand. Some people may see this as nuanced, but this is really critical in analyzing and looking at perspectives and issues from a way that will essentially free people and allow them to be in control of their lives. Now, this is a staggering statistic to me, the 80% statistic, mainly because it highlights a very important issue of how people are not in control of their lives. How people are so conditioned, so propagandized, that even when they clearly set a goal for themselves, when they clearly set an intention for themselves, the majority of people are not able to accomplish that goal. And one of the major enemies against, some would say, the kind of corporatist globalists are happy, healthy people who are in control of their own lives, of their own destinies, and they're not in this perpetual derp, mentally defunct state where they're put on pathways, the poop highway, towards a corporate controlled system that benefits off of them not having a goal, not having an outcome that they knowingly, willingly strive for. Because when you don't have a plan, a pathway, a goal that you're going towards someone else's goal. You're trying to accomplish someone else's dreams instead of your dreams, and you are more easily susceptible to be manipulated and controlled, especially when you can't even have a resolution that you set out for yourself accomplished. And sadly, a lot of people aren't accomplishing a lot of the resolutions. And again, this is why I wanted to kind of interpret my own kind of unique perspective, experience, and understanding of this to maybe, hopefully help a lot of people realize what they may be doing wrong and how to achieve it in a different way. Now, first thing you have to do is to assess situations in your life. Many people only once a year actively sit down and examine their lives and see where they are failing in life and say, hey, I don't want to be a fat ass taken advantage of by the medical industrial complex. I don't want to be taken advantage of by the fast food industry. I don't want to be taken advantage of by the big factory farming systems out there that are horrible systems that everyone is unconsciously feeding into. And the reason a lot of people are unconsciously in this derp state, not achieving their goals, is because they never really assess, other than that one time a year, assess their situation, assess their life, assess where they are in this human existence, and actually set a trajectory that is beneficial to them. They only do that once a year. You're supposed to do that a lot. You're supposed to do that whenever you either make a mistake or going down a pathway or a highway in life that may not be satisfactory or beneficial to your existence. But people only do that once a year. And analyzing, looking at your existence and striving to be better, striving to accomplish more things is something that more people need to do more often in order to realize the traps that they're getting into. The second thing that I think people really need to understand and realize is that when they're asking for something, they will essentially get what they ask for. Now, there's a catch to this, a very important catch that a lot of people need to kind of understand here, because a lot of people get caught up in these bigger mistakes thinking that they're going to get rid of a problem by just focusing and concentrating on the problem from the same kind of energy that it was created. And specifically, I even caught myself in this particular parallel problem just yesterday, where specifically making out some of my resolutions, I was talking about not being as anxious anymore. This year, I've had an extreme issue with anxiety. That's mainly because of many determining factors in my life, including going through a post-traumatic stress event in France earlier in 2019, where I saw a lot of human suffering that still gives me nightmares. I had a lot of defunct dental surgeries in the United States that put me on many different antibiotics, destroying my gut health. I was living a lifestyle that was always perpetually on the road, always perpetually on the whim of whatever food source was around me, not concentrating on diet. And essentially, I caught myself writing, "No more anxiety, no more anxiety." Now, what happens during this writing process, which is extremely important to setting your goals and determining where you go in your kind of life path, and having that written down in paper is extremely important. But when you write down and you consciously think no more anxiety, your consciousness, your energy, your mind will essentially only hear anxiety. They won't hear the note part. This is a major functioning example of how your subconscious works, which is far more powerful than just your conscious mind. And by focusing on what you don't want, you bring that into your reality and you create something that you think you're repelling. And you're not repelling it, you're attracting it by focusing on that problem, and by simply even just reframing no more anxiety to, of course, being in control of my emotional state, having more contentness and calmness in my existence. Reframing it from that way puts my mind in a perspective, on a track towards achieving those goals, rather than, of course, just concentrating on the negative, horrible aspects and energetic fields that I don't want anything to do with. But I do determine that with simply my approach, my mindset, and my thoughts. And with those thoughts become your words. With your words become your actions. With your actions, they become your habits. Your habits become your values. Your values become your destiny. It's a Yoda quote. It's a Star Wars freaking quote of all freaking corporate dynasties that I could mention right now. I'm mentioning Disney for some reason, but there is an underlining aspect of this that we do see repeated in older films that is long gone in the newer films, that is essentially true to many different philosophies, religious beliefs, but essentially it all starts with your frame, with your mindset, with you determining the thought process that will give you what you are specifically focusing on, concentrating on, and the world will bring you that. Now, of course, just because you kind of said those things doesn't mean that you will get those things. But you are far more well equipped to handle a lot of those negative aspects with that frame that focuses on the solutions rather than obsessing on the problem. This is why also I practice gratitude extensively almost every single day and set my intention, set my existence towards solving a lot of the problems that come at you randomly, because that post-traumatic stress disorder major event in my life came at me very randomly, very unexpectedly. Life has a way of slapping you upside the head and reminding you how fragile, how temporary, how quickly life could have a significant turn, and everything that you thought was... There's a guy literally stealing coins from the fountain there. This is Las Vegas for you, baby. This is it. Yeah, literally, the guy's just like going through. He's fishing for coins. That's Las Vegas for you. We're gonna keep it moving here, not focusing on the less fortunate out here who are trying to survive. Again, a lot of people are just in this derp stage, and this is why I try to entertain and talk about these larger concepts and ideas of supposed self-help. But in reality, all of this is common sense things that I truly do believe if people start focusing on, they will set their actions and patterns towards achieving and working towards a space that will solve a lot of the problems that a lot of the corporate globalists take advantage of you because of. Specifically with my anxiety, many people would do what is recommended to them and then go to the medical professionals that will throw very powerful narcotics, psychoactive drugs that will keep you hooked on them for the rest of your existence to feel normal. That's what a lot of doctors will do to you if you come to them and say, hey, I'm dealing with an anxiety, my diet hasn't been the best, I've been on a lot of antibiotics, I really need your... Have some big pharma medicine that will hook you like a little frickin' pawn, guinea pig slave, instead of actually doing the hard work of maybe changing your diet, of maybe fasting, of maybe looking and examining your gut health, maybe even just meditating, maybe even just having a moment to yourself where you're able to sit with your own thoughts, to be acknowledged of the existence that we all share here on this human planet. Maybe, just maybe, the problem is constantly being inundated with negative stimuli that is shoved down our throats, that is inescapable with all the corporate logos and disinformation and propaganda all around us that are meant to condition you in a low vibrational state so you buy the useless crap to enrich the petty buttholes who are trying to profit off of your suffering. Maybe it has something to do with that. But that's all conspiracy theory, right? Now, again, there are some individuals that some medications have helped with, particularly anxiety, but sadly, the effects of the medical industrial complex also have been negative on a lot of different individuals. And again, I am not a medical professional. I'm not giving you medical advice. It's important for me to clarify that in this particular video. Every body is different, just like every gut flora is different, just like every brain chemical and chemistry inside of your head is different. We're all different and we have different answers and solutions towards our problems. I laid out mine, and just to recap everything, 80% of the people fail at achieving their New Year's resolution. You want to achieve yours? Actively assess where you are in life. Actively examine your life and where you are going. Change your pathways when it is wrong, when it is not satisfactory towards your health, your happiness, your success, or the happiness of the people around you. Change those by consciously using your words, which are extremely powerful, in a positive way that is oriented towards solutions rather than the problems that you're trying to get rid of. Actively look and be extremely careful at the language and ideas you inundate yourself with, because they will be the determining factor of whether you're stuck in a place as an unknowing, controlled little slave, or you could be someone that is happy, healthy, and in control of their life, a person who sets goals for themselves and actually gets it done. There's been many different goals that I have set out for myself. I've been extremely lucky, extremely fortunate to achieve a lot of them, and I hope the same for you. That's my take on it. What do you think? Do you think I'm totally wrong? Hell, I won't censor your comments. I won't delete them. Don't worry. YouTube may suppress this video, but I will not suppress the expression of free thought and ideas that is essential towards the progression of humanity. So feel free to air off any, even some, hell, you got some anger within yourself, you need to release it because you messed up on your goal already. Hell, let it loose. It's not going to affect me and my consciousness, but let it loose. Let it go. Express yourself down below. I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the ability to learn from you, and I appreciate you giving me the ability to make these videos about issues that may not be the best newsworthy, may not be the best breaking news, but ideas that I believe are worth delving into, looking into, having a conversation about in order to move out of this current control grid paradigm system that sadly is leading people down a Hershey highway of crap as it's advertised to you that it's freaking delicious, but holy cow, that's a lot of doo-doo that a lot of people are in. Time to step out of it, time to clean yourself out of it and create an existence and reality for yourself that serves you and the people around you. I love you guys. Thank you again so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.